Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10, and 10 o'clock is the time when Storm Eunice hits. And here we are in Norbury, and at the moment, we can feel the winds coming. It's amazing how they can be quite so accurate, isn't it? You know, they know exactly when it's going to hit. Of course, for those of you that don't know, it's been upgraded from amber to red, so it could be quite rough. We're all in the office, though. We're all trying to work as normal. No doubt we'll have roofs blown off, boards coming down, bins in roads, and all sorts of other things that we'll have to deal with today with our hundreds of tenants that we look after. And it's going to be a tricky one, no doubt. But my builder has actually ordered his new car now. The roofer has decided that, you know, his van's not good enough anymore. And given the anticipated work he's going to get with all this wind, there's his new vehicle. And I'm sure many roofers will be rubbing their hands right now thinking, wow, this is it. My colleague just said, you know what? It's so windy out there, Ken, that last bit of hair might just blow off the top of your head. I said, yeah, that's probably about right as well. So how are you? Welcome. It's Ken at 10. We talk about property every day. And today, on this blustery day, we're here again, come rain, wind or shine, telling you all about the property market, what's going on both locally and nationally. So I hope you're well. And we're based in SW16 Norbury, which is situated between Streatham and Croydon. And yesterday, we gave the keys to our very good friend. He's become a very good friend to the company, Clement Akusi. He bought a property through us recently. We did a podcast with him. Do go to the website, jamesalexander.com. Click on the Our Podcasts and see the Pastor's Journey podcast. We had a lot of fun on that, and he's a great guy. I think you'll find it interesting. We certainly enjoyed it. And he picked up his first completion through us yesterday. He's got another one coming up, and he's a pleasure to do business with. You know, some people, it's just a pleasure to deal with, and he's one of those guys. So well done, Clement. Look forward to working with you in the future, and no doubt will be many more things that we'll be liaising on. Let's get into the news now. Something that really got my goat this morning was an article from The Express. The Express always come up with a ridiculous story, don't they? The best way to add value to a property is by installing a garden office, they say. According to research from Move Streets, who are they? Figures from the Property app revealed that on average, installing a garden office costs almost $9,000, but will add 8.4% to the value of a home. What a load of rubbish. You can't quantify that with an exact number. Gosh, that's absolutely shocking advice. You know, sometimes some properties might well benefit. It depends on the price range, depends on the bracket, depends on where they are. You know, whenever you're looking at a property for sale, what you've got to think about is, who is my buyer? And certain buyers, yes, there'll be a big advantage to have a home office. Everyone loves them, yes. Does it mean it's going to add 8.4% onto the property value? No. It might add less than the cost. And by the way, doing it for £9,000 for a home office is pretty good value. I'd like to see that happen around here. More like 25,000 we've seen, but depends what you're getting. But, you know, I do hate it when they come around with these great big sound bites that are just such a load of rubbish. And it's one of those typical things. And they also go on to say that, you know, including a new boiler and things like that, and giving you an exact number on what those costs versus benefits will be. This is an interesting one we saw in the Mirror. Demand for city centre accommodation bounces back. And this is, we've been saying for a long time. We predicted it during the pandemic, and sure enough, it's here now. Demand for city centre properties is returning fast, according to new data, suggesting many people in both England and Scotland are keen to move back close to the office now that working from home is no longer required. During the start of the pandemic, rents plunged in London to their lowest level, where those outside of London soared as people flocked to the countryside. Whilst those outside of London look for more space and cheaper deals. However, the latest analysis from online search experts now reveals the trend is reversing. As a scramble to seek a home close to their workplace, London and Edinburgh have come out on top with the online search volumes. And this is a real change. This is a sea change here. Rooms to rent in London are up 98% compared to 2021, and flats to rent in Edinburgh up 103%. Meanwhile, searches are down for houses for sale in Cornwall, 46% down. Houses for sale in Devon down 37%, and Plymouth down 19%. Similarly, Scotland has also seen a decrease in searches for more rural properties, as houses for sale in rural and seaside areas registered a drop of 29 and 27%. Well, it's something we've been saying for a while, is there's going to be a reverse in this trend. A lot of people are saying, you know, London will never come back. It will never be the same. It will come back, because London is, controversial opinion here, but mine, the best city in the world. And of course, people will want to live here. They'll want to work here for all the great reasons. It's history, it's culture, it's diversity, it's nightlife, it's theatre scene, it's arts, it's media, it's people, best people in the world. So, yeah, I do think that it's good to see the cities coming back, because a lot of those businesses, you know, they've really struggled, and I'm really pleased to see it's coming back on top. It's going to take time for businesses to recover, of course. Russians have been accused of corruption, have bought 1.5 billion pounds of UK property. You know, I still think they're going to invade Ukraine. I don't know about you, but I think they're just waiting for the Chinese to finish the Winter Olympics, and then they're just going to go in anyway with their size 10s on. I think they're thugs, and I think that's what they'll do. And I think it's very sad. A lot of people are going to die. And I see those pictures of the young, brave gents on the front line there, Ukraine. They'll crush them like ants if we're not careful. And I do worry about that. I really do. But anyway, new figures show anti-corruption campaign has unveiled research showing 28% of that property of the corruption money is on the doorstep of the government and parliament in Westminster, Kensington and Chelsea. There are 2,189 companies registered in the UK, and its offshore tax havens involve Russian money laundering and corruption cases that involving funds worth 82 billion. Well, freeze them now, you know, stop these people from, you know, on the one hand, being bullies around the world, and on the other hand, coming over here and lauding it, going to Oxford, going to Cambridge, getting their kids educated over here, while we're in the middle of an international scandal, while they crush a tiny democratic country. I think it's absolutely awful. The figures come hard on the heels of government shelving long promised mafia legislation to target the unexplained wealth of kleptocrats. I think it's absolutely shocking, and I do hope that we get hold of that. And it might well be, you know, that this is the catalyst for us to start, you know, they might be able to get their size 10s on when it comes to the size of their army and treading on others, you know, but we can push back in other ways. And once they're wealthy individuals and their families all of a sudden can't educate their children over here in Oxbridge and find it more difficult to get their money over here, you might well find that that's a bigger problem for Putin. I certainly hope so. Over 9 million bedrooms have been lost during the pandemic as homeowners repurpose properties. This is an article in the Express, and it's all about the fact that we've turned our bedrooms into offices. Well, of course we have. What else are we going to do? It's not exactly, it's not very surprising at all, really, is it? Now, today is Friday. Many of you, regular viewers, will know that Friday is a big day for us. Very important day. Of course, today is very different because we've got the wind and it's hitting hard. And it may well be that we see a few cancellations, but we're here. We're going to brave it. We're going to be out there, and it's going to be rainy. It's going to be windy over the weekend. And we always say, you know, if you like it in the rain, the wind, you're going to love it when the sun shines. And it's true. Everything looks better in the sunshine, but also the worst it can be is in the rain. And if you love it then no doubt you're going to love it when the sun shines. So we'll be looking to do viewings the weekend as always. We've got a busy weekend ahead, packed with viewings, actually. Lots of offers coming in. There's still a great deal of optimism out there amongst buyers, and it's great to see. And sellers come to that. We're starting to see more sellers come to market. There's still far more buyers than sellers. And March being the statistically busiest month of the year, we're hoping we get a lot more on in the next couple of weeks so that we can provide our buyers, registered applicants, with the best possible choice of properties. Because, you know, if we have all one-sided, too much for sale or too many buyers or sellers, then the market will slant one way or the other. What we want is a steady market with a slow rise in prices. That's what I would like to see, just matching inflation or, you know, thereabouts, so that the prices don't run away and young people can't afford to get on board, because at some point that comes home to roost, and it comes home to roost to us all. You know, at some point your children will struggle to get on the market if it continues at this rate. What we want to see is a slow to steadily rising property market, so people can have confidence in their purchase. But it's not just a question of, you know, haha, I've bought now, nobody else can buy. It shouldn't be that way. It should be more about balance. But of course, when we're not building enough and we're a small island, guess what? There's going to be pressure on prices. That's going to continue one way or another for years to come. And of course, there will be times when confidence falls away. And this year, that could happen. You know, we've got interest rates on the rise. We've got inflation on the rise. People are worried about their jobs. But I think what will balance against that is that many sellers are sitting on their hands right now. Will they come out and decide to sell this year? That's the big question. We don't know. But many sellers are thinking, there's lots of stormy weather coming ahead. I'm talking metaphorically here, in the likes of interest rate rises, job security is a worry for many, and all sorts of other things, including around Brexit as well. So it'd be really interesting to see how the year goes. But as far as today goes, Friday, we're very, very happy to be here. It's one of my favorite, or is my favorite day of the week. I love the anticipation of the weekend that goes with the Friday. It's a particularly exciting day for me as well, because I'm getting the EV charger installed and getting an EV tomorrow. So really excited about that. I'm going zero. Yes, indeed. So excited about the weekend and looking forward to the week ahead next week when all the offers come in from the large number of viewings we already have planned. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're battened down and safe. The advice is don't go out. It is a red warning, and that is really rare. We haven't had one of those. I can't even remember when we had a red warning in London. One of the things I said the other day was how we're fairly insulated in London. You know, it seems to be all up north or all down south, and traditionally in the middle here, we don't get much of the weather, but it seems it's coming over from Wales and it's coming our way. So it's 10:10 now. No doubt it's windy outside. I can't hear the wind, so I don't think it's fly away yet, but no doubt there'll be all sorts of problems. So keep yourself safe and well. Stay in if you can. Keep away from trees and sharp objects. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for watching as always, and look after yourselves, and if you can, your friends and family. Ciao.